it can be very isolating. Yeah, it's a very like lonely experience, especially when you're in the West and you're already dealing with like white supremacy and like race stuff. And then on top of that, it's like, oh, great. Like I'm a racialized person and I'm queer. Like, could this get any worse?
Montreal is celebrating Pride Week, a joyous time, but also one that aims to serve as a beacon of hope for people who continue to battle injustice. Many in the 2S LGBTQ plus community have had to overcome adversity, like Zahra Haider, a queer Muslim South Asian femme person living in Montreal and originally from Pakistan.
I mean, I grew up Muslim, and when I was a teenager, I just started dealing with all these things, and I started really questioning Islam, and I became very nihilistic and existentialist, I guess. I was just like, no, like, there can't be a God, whatever, right? Like I was just very much in my own teenage angst sort of brain. I think especially as a queer person, I mean, we're already so alienated, and, spirituality is like the one thing that's probably saved my life multiple times. And just that knowledge that like, hey, I am a good person, right? Irrespective of whatever, I'm still a kind, decent, empathetic, caring person. And I think that that's what really matters. And so I just have this, belief in my own relationship with God now. And
Zahra faced questions surrounding her sexuality and who she was.
a few just relationships with like cishet men that just it felt off, it just didn't feel like it was what I wanted. It was just what I was doing because it was what was socioculturally acceptable. And then I guess, yeah, I mean, I moved to Canada when I was 18, and I guess I definitely had a bit more like freedom of movement here. I can't deny that. And so because of that, I think it was around my mid-20s that I could finally be like, okay, I'm queer.
Despite coming to terms with her identity, Zahra continues to face challenges.
Feeling like I'm inadequate or that there's something wrong with me because, I mean, my sister, for example, she does everything right, quote unquote. And I'm like the one who's just dysfunctional according to my parents. And so I think it's just that feeling that like, oh gosh, like, why couldn't I be normal? Even though I know logically that that's not really an argument. It's just this shame that really never goes away as like a Muslim South Asian person.
But it's Zahra's faith that has kept her grounded.
Being spiritual, having Islam, like that's what helped my ancestors get by for so long. Like that really like just made me feel really held and like, just made me want to reinstate my belief in Islam, in Allah, and that, yeah, that I am worthy of everybody's love.
In Montreal, Fariha Naqvi-Mohamed, City News.